Warning, the following video contains strong language which may be offensive to some viewers and/or inappropriate for children. The content within this video is intended for mature audiences only.
Southern Fried Paranormal with Len Dorman featuring Bones. Catch us on Spotify, iHeart, iTunes, Spreaker, Facebook, Stream, and everywhere else you catch your podcasts. And of course, WLFE-DB.com. Now, from the backwoods of southeast Arkansas, right beside the Bayou Bartholomew, the longest bayou on the planet, broadcasting from downtown metropolitan Cane Creek Township, here is your host, Len Dorman.
All right, we are ready to wheel and deal. We're live finally. I pushed the button for the third time. It finally come on. We're going to bring out our guests right now, Leitreanna Brown and Brandon Cooper.
Hey.
Welcome to the show.
What's happening?
Wasn't a whole lot happened because I pushed the start button. It didn't start.
I had that happen before. It was Bigfoot. Bigfoot did it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bigfoot. Okay.
Bigfoot on board.
Yeah, it was Bigfoot.
Oh, okay. With what is that? With him? Gnomes?
Gnomes, of course. Of course, it's gnomes. If we can get it, we'll get into that later.
Well, thank you for having us on.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I appreciate y'all coming on. I don't know how much y'all know about me. I know next to nothing about either one of you.
That's how I like it.
So I'm going to let y'all do the talking. I'm not sure. Oh, there's James Brady. Somebody know you?
Yeah.
James Brady.
Hey,
from,
James.
Sleeper Sofa Paranormal or something. No, kidding. Spirit-led. God, sorry, James.
Well, that's all right. My brain just went to bed, too.
Yep.
So, yep. Hey, James.
I think my brain's always in bed.
Yep.
Till I got married and I can't get anything in the bed.
Spirit-led paranormal research. Ha-ha.
There you go. There you go.
Yay!
I just left the man's house like 20 minutes ago, and I can't even remember. Oh, sorry, James. Sorry, not sorry.
Well, you're not going to be welcome over there anymore, and you can't have his beer.
I know, right? Oh. Story of my life.
All right. First of all, I'd like Leitreanna. I hope I'm getting that right, Leitreanna.
Just call me Lee. That's easier.
Leitreanna. Like each one of you tell you a little bit about yourself and how you got into paranormal. Ladies first.
Well, all right. My great-grandmother and grandmother. Hey, Kim. How are you, sweetheart?
Hey, pumpkin.
So they did ghost investigation, and they would compare notes, and lots of times during World War II, the ladies were having to take care of everything, and a lot of these reports were coming in, and of course they would call my grandmother and great-grandmother to go out and check it out. And during World War II, there was a lot of heartache, a lot of sorrow, a lot of families broken. So it was a perfect storm for a paranormal situation, and children saw a lot of things, and so that meant everybody, all hands on deck. We wanted to protect the kids. Back then, your neighborhood raised your kids with you. It wasn't just you. And so she had all these cases. Hey, Gwen, thank you for joining us.
Oh, Gwen.
What's up,
Yep.
Gwen?
We'll see you Saturday. So, I fell in the footsteps of the ladies of my family, and my dad had a few things he did within the cryptozoology realm. He wrestled alligators for Tarzan movies. So,
Really?
yes, he did. Sorry, I'm getting a tic-tac, making too much noise. I'm sorry. So that's me. I grew up in it. I married a guy who had a violently haunted experience in a home he lived in. And he was 15 years old, basically the man of the house at 15. And, he had to learn to, take care of it. So he handled it, and Then when we got married, what happens? But I buy a haunted home, and my
Of course.
kids can. Yeah, I mean it. You know, it's in my book, Family Spirit. If you read it, look for Bloody Thursday is the name of the story. It's a short story type book, and you'll see why I married my husband.
Okay. Well, while we're
Yeah.
talking about a book, where can everybody find your book?
Okay, this I have 5. But the one I'm referring to is the story of our family, Family Spirit, for generations of the supernatural. It's on Amazon, Barnes and Noble, Books a Million, Goodreads, Walmart.com. It's a little, it's everywhere. Just Google my name and it'll pop up. I think it's just a couple of bucks for Kindle. If you want to get the paperback, then you can see pictures in color and everything. I have a lot of photos in there showing the locations, showing some of the items that I talk about that are in this, in the experiences we had. This is what happens with a margarita, a laptop, and COVID. That's how the first book got out. I kept trying to find some way to go to work. I'm a workaholic and I couldn't find any way to go to work. And I said, well, crap. And I poured myself a margarita and sat down at my laptop. And I said, well, now what? And this started happening. Did you know if you go into Microsoft Word, there's a dictate button at the top, looks like a little microphone? My grandmother, a 98 years old lady, absolutely a gem, definitely the center of our family. We would have dinner and I would turn that on and it would type what she was saying. So in the book, a lot of the things that were her stories and her mother's, those are her exact words.
Wow.
So it was really fascinating. Oh, cool.
I
So
will, I will ask. I will ask you one question. How
sure.
long you been married?
I've been married 26 years.
26.
26
Got me beat
years.
by a few years. Uh,
I fell in love
we're,
with him the
we're
time I laid eyes on him, and it scared me to death. I
That's
mean,
a
my
fun
wife and
story, though.
it is a fun story.
That's a fun
is it?
story. Yeah.
Brandon knows like everything.
Yeah.
He's like my brother.
Mhm.
Brandon and I are very close. And he's a battle buddy for my husband.
Yep.
It couldn't be any better. And his wife, Anna, I sent you a video on Messenger, by the way. Brandon and Anna have been helping with the classes that my husband and I have been teaching we've been teaching 4 years. And, Great Spirit connected us. And thank God he lives up the road because, I need him. I need his help. Our first event we did in the beginning of the year was at the Belmont Inn in Abbeville. And
Yep.
we were expecting about 32 people and we had 74.
That stayed. We probably had more
Mhm.
that came in and then came
Oh,
out.
yeah. I mean, it
But
was
yeah,
so I'm a little claustrophobic. I had to step outside a few times. And I think
yes,
you did
Wow.
too, didn't you?
I did. I
Yeah.
did. And I want to take just a quick second to tell James. James will know what I'm talking about. James, that cord helped a lot. It went from 9.9 to 11. I know you'll know what I'm talking about. Sorry.
No clue, but that's all right.
Yeah.
So, the second event we did was at Lynn. You've got to see this place. It's called the Gilded Bat, and it was built in the 1900s, restored to about um, 1800. It was built in 1800, and it was restored to 1850 because she wanted to have indoor plumbing and electricity.
Yep. That's a great place. Though.
Yeah, but when you go through the rooms, she's originally from New Orleans, so she's got that kind of horror gothic genre. She's got a beautiful coffin in her parlor. She's got an embalming table in the foyer that she
Yep.
serves breakfast on. You go upstairs, there's the Medusa room, there's the Adam and Eve room, or Lilith. There's the Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, and the Bride of Dracula. I love that room. California king size bed.
Mhm.
And I said, "Oh, I can't wait to get in that big soft bed with the black satin sheets." And my husband reached for me. I swear he slid me 3 feet to get because there was slick sheets. It was like, woo! It was a fantastic, just beautiful place. And we have had so many compliments on the place. It's in a
What
little town,
one word of
Newberry.
advice.
What's that?
When you're in a bed with satin sheets,
I've done
Uh-huh.
this before.
do,
What
do
you're about to talk about, I've done before.
do not put baby oil on each other.
Oh my God, that's something. I'll remember that.
I had some silk pajamas one time, and then I had satin sheets, and I slid out of my own damn bed. It was great. And that's a
What
true story.
you didn't have Stormy Daniels in the bathroom like Trump did you?
I didn't have that much kind of hush money.
You see how well that went.
Oh,
She's really into the paranormal. I would love to meet her.
I would love to have her as a guest on this show.
Wouldn't it be
well,
fun?
Yes,
the
it
way
would.
the trial has ended up, good luck. I don't think she's going to be around much.
We'll see. I have no idea. Lawyers can't predict what a jury's going to do,
Oh, of
and
course not.
I'm not a lawyer, so I'm not even going to try.
Right.
I really don't care about, Gene Simmons had it right. When he goes way back talking about, I think, Carter and all the bull crap. Did he do this? And Monica Lewinsky. I don't care. Go do your job and be quiet. I don't care. I don't care about his marriage. I don't care about his extracurricular activities or his athletics or anything. Just go do your job. It's not
Right.
hard.
Right.
Just do, and then we have people that are like musicians and they want to get involved in politics. I don't care about
Just
that
play
either.
your guitar and be quiet.
Exactly. Just do what we
Well,
asked you to do and do it well, and then we get
mhm.
thumbs up.
One of the few things, very few, that my father taught me was don't even put a political sign in your front yard, especially if you own any kind of business,
Oh yeah.
because you are either way you're going to
Yep.
lose business.
Yep.
So just don't put a sign up, and don't discuss who you're pulling for or going to vote for or supporting. Nothing.
Yeah, it doesn't even
Just
matter if you try it in a small town. It's going to be the same.
It gets real intense. Yeah, real
yes.
quick.
So
As long as
we
my Second Amendment rights are not threatened and my free speech is not threatened, you know, and we
well
don't have our interest rates in the toilet, you know,
well
gas is, as high as it is, I'm okay.
uh,
I'd rather have that down low and then that'd be it. Hey, Tracy Rizzo. Hey, cutie patootie. I love you.
All right, let's right this ship. I don't want to
Just
talk politics. Yep.
nah. Brandon, why don't you take your turn and talk about
Okay.
yourself a little bit?
I'm about 5'2", 426 pounds.
I was about to say, eyes are blue. That song,
Right. Yeah.
5'2".
No, I've been a lifelong paranormal, I guess, enthusiast. It all started back, I had a similar story to a lot of people. My grandfather came back and visited me after he passed when I was young. I know, right? And I always wanted to know, well, how was my grandfather here when we just put him in the ground? And that just sort of led it on. I've been doing paranormal for 30 plus years.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
Same here. I
Like
know
I
I
started.
made this shit look good. I know.
That's right.
Sorry.
I started back in the days of like Robert Stack and
Oh yes.
Unsolved Mysteries and what was it? Beyond Belief.
Beyond Belief with Frakes, Jonathan Frakes.
Frakes.
I have been on a binge watching those two things.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can find it on YouTube, and that's good. That's good TV.
Let's see what else there. I am a shaman.
Yes, you are.
With the with the Cherokee Nation. I host. I have a
Oh,
podcast every Sunday
thank you, James.
called Shaman Sundays.
And it's
We
an
talk.
awesome show.
We talk
Okay,
more about that.
you want to go ahead and tell people how to get to your show since you mentioned it?
Sure. So you can find me on YouTube, Twitter, X. I guess it's X now. Facebook. Anyway, at Shaman Sundays. If you put it in any of those little search bars, hey Amanda,
Hey, Amanda.
hey
Woo-hoo.
Amanda,
Hey.
Amanda. Have you seen my rock? Sorry, inside joke between Amanda. Yeah, just put in the search bar on YouTube at Shaman Sundays. I also run a whole podcasting network called Supernatural Inc.
Yep, you're my producer.
And all of the shows that we have on our network are just that's right, just the tip. Um, long story, y'all. Long story.
Well, you know,
Um,
my mind's in the gutter, so there it
well,
is.
that's kind of where that went. Anyway. Oh, but yeah, all the shows I keep like all of the shows are
Mhm.
on my YouTube, so you can just go in there if you want to binge watch some paranormal stuff. Leitreanna's show, Family Spirit International, is on Mondays at 7 p.m. Eastern. And we've got a ton of good shows. KD Stafford has his show with Austin Maynard, two ITC phenoms. They have their show on Thursday, and you might know KD Stafford from
Ghost Adventurers. That's so sweet of you,
it was.
Tracy.
He's been on Ghost Brothers. He was on Ghost of Devil's Perch, Ghost of Morgan City. He's also my best friend, and I don't know
No,
how he
that's
puts
me.
up with me. Well, no, you're my sister. You're my sister.
Hi, sissy. Yep.
Um, but yeah, come check me out. I have some cool stuff, cool interviews. Sometimes I don't even do paranormal. Like I've had a former CIA high level operative on, and we've talked about the war in Iraq and Afghanistan. I've had Jessica Lynch on. She's a good friend of mine. Oh, I've had so sometimes I do veteran stuff, sometimes I do mental health, sometimes I just shoot the shit. Sometimes I come on pissed off about something and I vent. And we have a vent session. And everybody that
Oh,
watches
wonderful.
is my tribe. They're
Yep.
not they're not fans, they're not viewers, they're my tribe, they're my family. So
As a
it's a
tribe should be.
yeah, and it's a small little show. I get about 20 good viewers.
Oh, no, it's not small. People
Well,
watch you all over. You can't track that.
we have fun.
Yeah, this is good. This is good medicine.
Yes, it is. Hey,
Mhm.
Tracy. Wow, I don't know where I was when you popped in. Sorry.
I had my little show, Family Spirit International. Been doing it. This is my 11th season, and I love doing it. I have a lot of fun. There's a lot of Family Spirit is a combination between the paranormal and just what you do spiritually for your family. What do you need for your health, your mind, body, and spirit? So I've had people on that are. I had a serial killer profiler and a guidance counselor. Somebody that would be treating someone of such mental uh, disarray, and we talked
Well
about
played.
that. Yep,
Yep.
and then we've got a lot of people that are herbalists and essential oils and natural remedies, things like that. And we talk a lot about shamanism, about ghost hunting in different religions, different countries. We got that coming up. Right now, we're running a little program. Brandon, I talk about it because Brandon's a large part of all of this. But anyway, our little series right now is Tell Me Your Ghost Story. And I'm looking for everyone's Genesis story. What brought you into the supernatural, and tell your whole story. Show pictures if you've got them. Let us all have that moment with you, because it changes your life. Once you're on the supernatural spectrum, as I call it, you're never the same. Once it's
True.
touched you, it's there for life and
Yep.
death.
We'll
So
we'll have to talk sometime.
I would very much like to have you on the show, Lynn. I'd like for people to hear your story. Um, you're a very bright man. You're very analytical from what I
I
can
think yeah.
see. So, for you to go down this road, there's got to be some powerful stories. I'd love to hear it.
Uh, I do have a few interesting stories. One real quick, I will apologize for not being in there, facially, but my internet. I'm down in the woods. As the intro, I'm in the backwoods of southeast Arkansas.
Right.
We're in our retirement cabin. We lived in Chicago. I lived in Chicago 14 years.
Aren't you
Ugh.
glad you got out of there? Bless your
And
heart.
And you didn't
uh,
get shot.
and
Good.
didn't get shot.
I
Right.
love the pizza.
I didn't even get beat up.
Uh,
But anyway, we got to figuring that we could not retire in Chicago. We could, but we would survive. We would not hardly be able to walk out the door.
right.
That's right.
We sold the house up there, come down here to Arkansas, bought a fixer upper house, and bought a car in Chicago. By the way, Brandon, we bought a mob car.
Nice.
Oh,
Nice.
Bought it from the 26th Street gang mob.
Right.
oh my
Which is only
God.
one of two mobs that are operating in Chicago today. The rest of them got put out of business by the federal
Yep.
government.
Yep.
And we bought our car from them.
Nice.
Uh,
Customer service.
Oh yeah, they had some cars up. I think one of them was over $300,000. It was a Rolls Royce,
Yep.
and they had signs up, "Don't touch the cars." And we couldn't help ourselves. We looked both ways and put our finger up against it.
Well, of course.
We
Now
are
they have your fingerprints. The mob has your
Yes.
fingerprints.
they do.
Hmm.
The picture that you see, my avatar,
Uh-huh.
Yep.
the photographer was standing in the gate of Bachelor's Grove Cemetery, if you've ever heard of it.
Okay.
Okay.
And I'm about 30 feet outside the gate sitting on a log.
Oh, nice.
I see
There was-
that.
There was actually two photos that were taken. He said,
Mhm.
snap like you're supposed to. What the
Oh,
other
okay.
photo, there was a very bright light anomaly in the dark spot right in my crotch. But it's not
I
there.
see that.
I don't think
What?
that's an anomaly, Lynn. I think that's a penis.
Oh, no, mine wouldn't show up that far away. But
Sorry, I had to do it.
Casting
other-
shadows.
the other picture had caught the light anomaly. He sent it to me the same night, that picture was taken.
Mhm.
Would you believe the photo disappeared the next morning, disappeared off his card in his camera, disappeared off his hard drive on the computer, and disappeared off the hard drive on my computer, and we have no history of that photo.
I believe that. I've actually heard on some of the cases I've worked on, some stuff like that has happened where the guy had his SD card out and it was in his little thing and the picture was on there and then he put it back in, it wasn't on there. So yeah,
That's crazy.
Mhm.
So if you ever done instead of Bachelor's Grove, it's crazy, and I spent as much time there as anybody for a while. So that's the story about the picture. So I could talk to you all night giving you my stories. I could talk myself
That's
forward.
crazy. For you to not have have that picture and it just kind of disappeared.
Yeah, I had a video that was
Uh-oh.
there
he is.
it was corrupted
Mhm.
on there's okay.
Oh, sorry, Tracy.
Okay, we got I vote for ice cream this weekend. Okay. I want to have some this weekend. I will have some.
Well, speaking of this weekend, Tracy, Sunday does look good for us to get ice cream if you come up here. So yes, let's have ice cream. And Lynn, when I tell you like the viewers of my show, our family, like there's several viewers. The tribe members are here, and we literally we get together for ice cream and stuff. Like people drive up. Tracy lives like an hour and a half away, so
okay.
Yep. So yeah, we get to know each other. That's what I like.
To answer Tracy's question here, no, I was not that close to Cicero. We were near Marquette Park.
There's
I lived right almost on the corner on 71st in Chicago.
there's a guy, Greg Koss. He lives up that way, and
Yes,
he's on
Greg Greg
he's on
Coss
our
and I
network.
Greg Coss and I are friends, pretty
Okay.
good friends.
Yep.
We've actually, back when he was working with Dale Kazmarik's group, done a couple of investigations together.
Oh, okay.
So Greg
Well,
and I know each other very well.
I do want to put it out there. Send some healing prayers to Greg. Right now, he's in the VA hospital with pneumonia up there.
Oh,
Yep.
prayer sent.
Greg is, Tracy said it right here. Greg is awesome.
Yep.
Greg is a intelligent man. I
Mhm.
love talking with him. I've been on his show before. He's been on mine several times. He's just a good guy.
Yeah,
I
he really is.
also like Dale Kazmarek, and it's a shame that things happen between the two of them. And I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, I concur with your statement, and that's all I'm going to say.
That's all that needs to be said. Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, is there anything else either one of y'all want to talk about?
Oh, I do want to bring up, since I'm spouting out everything, I also run a veteran only. Well, it's not. You know what? Let's just do this. I am going to pop up a screen share there, Lynn, if you can pull it up.
Okay.
So we got Veterans Voice Radio. This is our Facebook. What we do is we play, it's an internet radio station, and we play veterans and their dependents that are not signed to get their music out. Right now we got 3 channels. We got a mix channel, we got a country channel called Simplify Country, and then we've got Ranger Rockway, which is our rock station, and that's the one that I DJ on, and I mainly focus on, but I'm director of operations. This falls under Heroes Voice Media Foundation. But we're trying to get the word out. And some of these, thank you, Tracy. Yes, it's great music. So if you guys if you want to hear some really good music and you want to support veterans and their musical dreams, please like Veterans Voice Radio and check out veteranvoiceradio.com for all the information, all of our nonprofit information, donations, whatever. Excuse me, I got the hiccups. But yeah, that's my main project that I'm working on right now with several other people. So I just want to get that out there. Thanks for letting me do that, man.
Hey, it's not a problem at all. It's what I'm here for.
I appreciate that. But yeah, if you could come check us out, Veterans Voice Radio on Facebook or the interwebs. And if you get on Facebook, send a message, because I'll probably see it. Say hey. Anyway, thank you.
Okay.
Very cool.
Yeah, that was cool. Now, what about what's going on this coming weekend?
Oh yeah, this weekend, Spirits of Greenwood, and we are doing the Greenwood, South Carolina Museum, and we're going to be in the basement. We know from a previous investigation it is haunted, and so it doesn't matter what time of the day we go, and investigate, because it's underground. It's in the basement.
Right.
And there's a lot of items, of course, in the museum that are very historic, that have, background, including a hearse that's a horse-drawn carriage hearse. Yep. And wow. There's some crazy things that happen in regard to that.
Inside where the body would go, you get some really cool stuff.
Yes, you do. And there's some looms from the textile mill, because Greenwood was originally a textile mill town. That's where it got its start from. So yeah, it's a great place to go. And then from there, we're leaving the Greenwood Museum and running down the street about 2 miles, and we're going to the Greenwood Train Museum. And there's 3 big train cars. They're heated and air conditioned, so you can go anytime you want, and you're comfortable. We'll investigate the outside garden, and the gazebo, and then we're going in the different cars, and then switching out and things like that, and it's haunted as well. And it's a privilege to be able to investigate the train museum because they don't let people in.
Right.
And this will
Okay.
be our second time. So, the investigation's $20. Just go to the Greenwood, South Carolina Museum, be there by 3, and we'll be leaving that area about 5. Oh, okay. That's crazy, James. He said the highest EMF reading he ever got was from a textile loom. What we had happen, one of our investigators, when we went the first time, she actually worked in the facility where this loom came out of. And her grandmother had worked there, and she remembered people's names that worked with her grandma. And she was asking the
Oh
spirits
yeah,
that
that's
were
right.
there, and
Yep.
they knew each other.
Mm-hmm.
So they were saying, "Oh, do you know so and so?" And the spirit, I could hear, saying yes in the different names, but it was coming across the ghost box, so I didn't have to second guess anything. And I was just amazed. It was just crazy busy. Also, the SLS camera on the
Nice.
train museum is very active. There's some residual haunting as well as some very intellectual hauntings there. Um, I know that there's people like to try to climb the gate in order to get to the museum whenever they're closed. And I have to say, don't do that because there's things there that are not gonna they're not gonna like being disrespected that way. So, you know, just watch what you're doing. Not a smart place to, mess around. But it's gonna be a great night. We'll be leaving, fairly early, about between 8 and 9 o'clock, and it's just gonna be a lot of fun.
Hi, Carly.
Hey, Carly, how are you? Thank you for
Sweet,
joining us.
sweetheart, I hadn't talked to you in a while. I hope you're well.
Where can people get more information on how to get there, who to contact, etc., etc.?
Right. The way that you get there, the GPS will take you directly to the Greenwood, South Carolina Museum that's on Main Street, Uptown Greenwood, South Carolina. And you'll contact Matthew Brown, and I can give you that information as well. I'm putting my email address in the chat here so everybody can see it.
You might want to give it to Lynn because that's only going to go out to the 2 Shaman Sundays for some reason. He'll have to put
Oh,
it in on
okay.
his end.
Okay.
Well, or you can get it off screen. That works.
It works. And he'll be there, my husband, and he'll be coordinating how many different groups go down into the basement at a time, that kind of thing. And maybe we'll get 2 wings and we can have 2 separate things going. But we've tried to keep this one a little more intimate setting so we don't have too many people investigating it because that contaminates evidence.
Right.
But I think we've got some space left. So if you're going to go, you better, send me a message on Facebook. My name is Leitreanna. Just put my first name in. It's very unusual. It usually just pops right up. Send me a message, and I'll make sure Matt gets it. And we are getting our tickets paid, by Venmo, Cash App, PayPal. We do take cash. And my husband's going to take the ghost trailer that we have, and it's full of night vision cameras. Oh, do not wear yoga pants with this night vision thing because it sees through yoga
Yes.
pants,
Yes, it
Yes.
does.
and you can see those polka dot panties through there just as pretty
I
as
know.
you
I
please.
had to quit wearing them.
I just had to give it up, huh?
I had to. Y'all kept seeing
Okay,
it.
I've got to go to the kitchen and get some bleach because I got to get that picture out of my mind.
Quickly. You need to get that
Yeah.
out of your head. Yeah, I'm the kind of guy that you'll never forget no matter how many therapies you go to.
And this is why I wanted Brandon on the show tonight.
Oh yeah.
I saw that picture of you. I said, that man's got a personality. I got to talk to this man.
He's a
Man,
lot of fun.
I try to have fun. Even when I investigate, like, I have perfected over the years. I use a lot of humor when I
Yes.
investigate,
Yes.
and I
Mhm.
get a lot of good responses.
Yes, you do.
Uh,
The
I mean,
students
I'll get
love investigating with him.
I'll get serious when I have to. Lee and I had worked a case together where
Oh,
it was a nasty case. We will get serious when we have to, but I enjoy the comedy. And I mean, look, these people are the same people that they were when they were alive,
oh
basically, in
yes.
my opinion. And who
Yes.
doesn't like to
That's right.
laugh? So if you can, because when you go into a place, some people just go in full force and then try to tell them what to do. Well, ghosts are not little dogs and ponies for
Thank
your
you.
entertainment.
Right.
Yes, you can exploit their
Yeah.
their personalities and spirits just like ours.
Yep.
Oh, it bothers me. So,
And
There-
absolutely.
It's not a
also, if
circus.
anybody is looking for any devices, Supernatural Inc. We make all the stuff, all the equipment for Jack Osborne. We make all the equipment for a lot of people.
Jack Osborne, you guys did some things for Ghost
28
Adventures.
Ghost. Then we
Dark.
did 28 Days Haunted. Everything
Yeah,
that Jeremy Leonard and Brandy Marie had almost we
yeah, that
made.
helmet, the God
The
helmet.
God helmet we
That's
make.
really cool.
Oh, okay. That
Um,
was kind of cool.
what's that dark something that Nick Groff is doing? His show,
Deathwalker.
Deathwalker.
We have our ink boxes on there and stuff. Austin Maynard, who I had mentioned earlier, KD and Austin have a show together. Austin is the tech guy for Nick Groff for Deathwalker and other things. So if anybody's looking for ITC and instrumental trans communication devices such as ghost boxes and stuff, check us out at Supernatural Inc.
Okay.
INK, not INC.
INK
Yep.
Nick
Inc.
Ross seems to be a serious investigator. Am I wrong or right?
No, he's pretty serious. I haven't had the pleasure of meeting him in person yet,
I have not
but
either.
I mean, I talk to Austin all the time,
Me too.
and Austin would not work with him if he wasn't serious. I can tell you that right now.
Yeah,
Okay.
Austin would call that
So,
right out.
and he's got people like J.W. Prather. He has some
Yep,
stuff from J.W. and J.W. wouldn't work with nobody
that's right.
unless they're serious. Old J.W. is a Marine like I am, so
Yeah,
he
he did a device for me, and he put the number on it, his number box that it was, and he signed it for me. And man, that thing is amazing.
That's cool.
Mhm.
I should have it with me, but I'm sorry it's packed in the trailer ready for tomorrow.
Hey, Brandon, you're
Yes,
talking
sir.
about the humor you put in there.
Uh-huh.
Have either one of you heard about the Allen House down here in
No.
Arkansas? It's
That sounds so familiar, but I can't
it's
place
one
it.
of the most haunted private residences in the entire country. I
Okay.
think Ghost Hunters was in it. Ghost Adventures was there, and Ghost Brothers first episode was there.
Oh, that's probably how I know about it. Okay.
Yeah, that's probably where you heard about it.
Yeah, yeah.
I was in there investigating, and there was tours coming through, and I got just see Tracy's heard of it. So they've got the lady there who committed suicide
Right.
is the primary spirit there. Her son, who died at 21, 22 in New York when he was working for the newspaper, is also there. And they call him Alan because they kind of wanted, he was, he was the son of the mother's first husband. And they
Got
didn't
it.
want to, he was a drunkard and they, that's a long story. I'm not going to go into it. But anyway, he's a jokester. She gets tired. If there's too many tourists coming through, you ask her too many questions, she gets tired, fades away, and your
Right.
night's done if you're trying to contact her. But he is a jokester and loves to entertain people. So he and I were just chatting back and forth,
Right.
and about 6 or 7 people walked through on a tour. One of them, of course, had a baseball cap on. We're down here. This is Monticello, Arkansas. Wait, further southeast Arkansas than I am here, by about 35 miles.
Okay.
He was the only one in the group wearing a baseball cap. So I said, Alan, give me the first name of the gentleman that just walked in the room wearing the baseball cap.
Right.
He froze, as of course anybody would. Alan gave his first name.
Oh wow. What's up, Rez?
Oh,
By me just pleasantly asking him, and part of a kind of a joke on the guy, he named it immediately. I asked for his name, boom, he gave his, and it couldn't be read because I'd only seen the guy for about 5 seconds in the room.
Right.
I was like, okay, baseball cap. Let's prove there's a ghost here in the room.
Right.
And he ran. He was gone.
oh wow.
He shagged out of the room and out of the house, and he left.
Good
That,
job,
that was
Alan.
that was a bit much for him.
Right.
So
That's funny though.
I can understand the humor, and
Yep.
sometimes I use that, but sometimes you got to get serious with them. They start telling you to get out. You got to be serious, or if they start pushing and shoving or scratching or even touching without permission.
Well, exactly, and that's why I say, I have a great time, the humor, but we get serious when it's time to get serious. Lee, you want to tell a little bit about that? Uh,
Absolutely.
yeah.
We had a residential case come up. One of the guys in the class, his mother decided to move into this little house she was renting, and it's a cute little wooden house. It had some age on it, and but it was adorable. And she moved in there, and
It was a
the
mill house.
hmm
Like, Lynn, I don't know. Are you familiar with mill houses?
Mill houses. No, I
okay,
don't remember.
textile towns
Okay.
would
Oh,
ask, look
owned by the
for.
mill. Owned by the
Yes,
Right.
mill.
Yeah, yeah,
yes.
Okay,
yeah.
gotcha,
And they're
gotcha.
they're all about the same. They look the same, but you can tell based on how nice the house is fixed up who was a supervisor. They usually had more bedrooms and things like that. Well, it
Yep.
was a wooden textile mill house, and she said that something was definitely in there. And because the student, he had told us all about, how they had a miscarriage and she was at risk. The whole pregnancy was kind of, touch and go. And hey, Linda,
Hello,
hey,
Linda.
hey, Linda. So, we were all right there for them. And
Yeah.
when he said, "Hey, the house is haunted and she's going to be watching the baby, we need help," and so we all
Yeah.
went running with, um, we took off like our pants were on fire and got there and started going through everything. And it started out, it was more of like a residual feeling in the living room. There was a little bit of activity we were catching, not a lot of intellect to it. And then we
Dude,
went upstairs, and that's
that's
when
ooh,
all the shit hit the fan, all of it.
100%. It was
Um,
we had to send, because she had some of her students there too, and we had to send them
mhm,
downstairs, and one got pushed on his
yep,
way down. So
on his way down.
older gentleman got
Hmm.
pushed down the stairs, and we caught, or Matt, her husband, caught a
Yep,
thermal image of the handprint on this fella's back.
yep.
Wow.
Time it happened, Matt was able to zero in on that, and it's a large handprint.
Hmm.
And so once that happened to David, they were upstairs investigating, and they could tell there were girls there. And one was behind David, one was behind Andy, but there was something else very negative. And my husband came downstairs and brought the boys down, and that's when the pushing happened going down the stairs, and that was the end of that. So Brandon and I went stomping up the stairs
Excuse me for one
because,
second.
yeah, there was a situation up there where the girls were screaming on the ghost box, and I could tell that there was some abuse from him towards these young ladies. And the more I dug into it and started getting certain feelings, I would say what I felt and I would get confirmation. So I knew I was on the right track. Um, as it turns out, these girls, he got them pregnant. But if they had the children, being that he was working on the plantation, and the girls were slaves on the plantation, the children would obviously not, they would be mixed, and so their skins would be lighter, and so therefore everybody would know what he did. So his birth control method was to murder these girls.
Mhm.
Wow.
And yeah, but they found out, the people that owned the property and owned the slaves, they figured it all out, and they hung him because you don't do that. That's crazy. And so they hung him there. So now he's deceased in the same area the two girls were killed, and so they're all together in spirit in the attic of that house. And you could hear
Wow.
the girls screaming, and he was still abusing them. You could hear them getting hit, slapped, and I'm saying, "Hey, hold up! You don't have skin for him to push you. You don't have a
Mhm.
body. You're not in body anymore. He can't hurt you. Stand up to him." And once the girls got a backbone, Brandon went after the guy, and so I think I ran downstairs and got a container.
Yep.
I did, and then I put oil on it, and I said some prayers over it, and Brandon stuffed the guy in this container, and that was it. He was stuck in there. The ladies are still there, and after he was removed, these girls, they had been in that home for so long. The lady that owned the house was renting it to our client. Well, she called the landlord. The landlord called her son. He
Yep.
brought the golf team because they had been spending the night over there. So they went upstairs. They had been seeing these ladies, and they were all finally able to say hello to each other. And the guys were
Wow.
just totally moved.
Yep.
They knew, the girls knew their names, and they talked about things that only the people that would have been there at that moment would have known. And they were all just kind of, wow, shaking their head. They had gotten a glimpse of beautiful young ladies, and they were like, "I feel so much better because it wasn't just our minds playing tricks on us; it really happened." So, I
Wow.
mean, after it was all said and done, everything was lighter, everybody was happy, the guys were thrilled, and I'm thinking, "My God, we've got 20 some odd people in this little house, and, this could have been a dangerous situation."
It
But,
was it was so bad when I was snatching the spirit. I had a protection bracelet that
yep.
Jeremy Leonard, the Cajun demonologist, he had given me, and to this day we can't find it. It
Yeah, I
disappeared.
heard it fly off his arm, and we
Yep,
never found it.
it was gone.
Wow.
Gone.
It just disappeared. I don't know to what dimension, but it's gone.
Even the family, like I told them, I'm like, listen, it's safe to go up there. If you guys go back up there, see if you can find this little bracelet. And nothing.
She took the broom up there to
Yep.
sweep, because sometimes, you'll sweep it and part of it'll be stuck under something and your broom will catch it and pull it out. She never found it.
But
Wow.
here's the funny part about that whole thing. So this is right when Lee and I were starting to work together. Oh, but I had no idea about this home case. Well, she calls me and she goes, "Hey, what are you doing?" She's like, "I've got this case. I need your help, and it's down in Abbeville." And I was like, "Well, I just so happened to be in Abbeville, which is an hour and a half from me, and it was the first time I was ever in that town."
Yeah, it was
The, the
synchronicity big
Yeah,
time.
because I had to drop off Aaron G. Thompson because Ryan Buell was doing a boutique event down there. So I drove Aaron G down, and it's like, and not only was I available, there's another guy, Rex Nielsen, and he's really, really cool dude. He was with me from Iowa. So
Mhm.
everything just worked. It was just weird.
Yeah,
That's
he
crazy.
was.
My wife's
Yeah,
bracelet from Jeremy disappeared out of nowhere. Right, Rez? Oh, Lynn, that's another guy you should probably get on. It's got a great stories. Resnick, Bobby Culkin. He is Native American from the. All I can remember is the Munsee tribe of the Mohicans.
very cool, sweetheart.
Oh, he's a good dude.
Yeah, thank you, Rez. Um, Also, I mailed that jar This was so improvised. We actually took a container that had Christmas balls in it and
Yep.
had a top that screwed on it. So this plastic container became the vessel for this asshole, and I mailed him to Alabama for a different team to look after and to do some testing and see, how long it would, contain him and what he may say so that we can confirm it here. And we've been doing this now for over a year and more like almost 2 years. And
Stockbridge Muncie Band of I'm
oh, well, thank you.
sorry,
I would
Rez, that I keep screwing up your tribe. I can remember some things, buddy. Sorry.
Muncie band. Okay. Also, when you were talking about the humor that you use, Brandon, I wanted you to know that there's a type of medicine, and I say medicine with quotes because it's something special, um, that Lakota, they believe that there's healing in laughter
Yep.
and that it can be extremely powerful spiritually. So you've been using that method, and wasn't sure if you were aware of it.
I am, and also when I do sweat lodges, we do the Lakota sweat lodges. We don't do
Whoa.
Yes.
Cherokee. We do the Lakota style. So, yep. Okay. What is Linda Lee? I've been
Okay.
told.
That a spirit is in the back parking lot behind a dumpster here where I live. And I found out he used to live here and he died by his own stabbing. And I wonder if he wants to cross over. I've been feeling someone in my apartment in the past have helped souls to cross over. What do you see? I definitely see that he wants to cross over, Linda. I do see that. I feel like he does have some unfinished business. He's a little bit nervous. Um, I do think that you could maybe walk him to the light, but crossing spirits over, as you know, is like, leading a horse to water. Welcome to the water hole. If they
Right.
don't go, then you can't, push them.
You
So,
can't push them.
maybe if you make a friend of him for a while and let him have some companionship, maybe it'll bring his memories back of why he's tripped up on crossing over now, and then he'll feel like he's able. If you have any problems, Linda, give me a call or send me a message. Brandon, what do you recommend? What do you feel?
I'm kind of with you on because of the circumstances of the passing. 9 times out of 10, those spirits are terrified to cross over because religious beliefs, or they think, well, since I unalived myself, that if I cross over, I'll go to hell or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So it's good to remind them that that may or may not be the case.
Mm-hmm.
However, that's where your next journey is. You can't stay here.
Yeah.
But make a friend, just take it slow. And if you feel overwhelmed, like call me. If we can't get up there, I'm sure I know somebody. So
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
I feel that he does have some regret. And I do feel like, healing comes in all stages of life, including death. So if he's able to talk through some things, work through some things, he's also hiding. He's been victimized.
Yep.
And I feel a lot of fear. So if he's able to be able to communicate and work through some of the fear, and I also feel he's protecting someone. This is an onion. It's got layers. So
Yep.
just start pulling back the layers. Keep a journal and see what you can do with him. Um,
That brings up a point I like to make to people. They say, how do I get started? What equipment do I need? It's the first thing you need is a legal pad, maybe a clipboard, and a pen or pencil.
yep.
Okay. I like it. I like where you're going.
That's your base right there.
Yep.
And remember to write it down, because a sharp pencil is a whole lot better than a sharp memory, because you're not
Yes,
going to remember everything. So
you're
write it
absolutely
down.
right.
And there might be some things that you come across and go, wait a minute, and you can flip back and say, oh, look at this.
Right.
Because you're telling his story and you let him know that, hey, look, this is your story and it's private. So I'm keeping it quiet. I'm here for you. And there's a lookout point at the apartment complex, and I've started to talk to
Good.
him.
Okay,
But
good.
my level of communication is just my intuition. I have great dreams, though. Make sure
Well,
you set boundaries with him too, though,
yep.
because he seems like he might become codependent with you. And so let him know, like if you're in the bathroom or you're getting ready to go to sleep, you know what I mean? Be careful and be strong and say, don't mess with me. I don't mind having dreams, but
Yeah, and I was gonna tell you to do automatic writing, and I'll tell you who does a wonderful automatic writing class, and that's Cindy Kaza. She and I think Sarah Lemos does an automatic writing class. I mean, there's plenty of great people. Lee, do you do automatic writing?
I haven't tried it.
I didn't. Yeah, I don't do it, but
I think I'd like to try it.
those two people would be somebody great to reach out to. Cindy's a sweetheart. I love her to death. She's a good friend of mine, and Sarah, I'm just head over heels for Sarah. Wonderful people. She'll answer your questions if you want to talk about automatic writing. So I definitely suggest reaching out to one of them too.
You have some fascinating friends, both of you.
Thank you. Yeah, they're a treasure.
Yes,
Yeah,
they are.
I love each and every one of my friends. I know a lot of people in the paranormal world, and I just don't talk about it. These are my friends. Except for KD. KD's just weird. He's so weird, but I love him. I can't wait to see him. I'll be up
Mhm.
there in Kansas City next month.
What's in Kansas City next month?
So there's a thing, and if your viewers want to go to the Veteran Voice Radio, the thing called Hero Stock is going to be in Rolla, Missouri. So I'll be out there for that, and then KD Supernatural Inc. is also based right outside of Kansas City, Missouri. So that's where we get together. That's where the lab is. All the that's where we build all the equipment and stuff. And like I usually go up there like a month or two at a time, and we do what we got to do. We also do we have events that we do every year in the Midwest. And we just took over Paranormal Task Force, so we out of the Midwest. So we're going to be doing all kind of events. Yeah, Katie, he is pretty cool. But you can find those events paranormaltaskforce.com or www.supernaturalinc.paranormal.com, or find us on any of the socials for some events. We got some pretty cool places out there. And
Okay.
I think we've got Ashmore States. We got Pythian Castle coming up June 8th. We've got the 1889 McIntyre Villa, which is in Atchison, Kansas. That place. Listen, if you ever come out to uh, McIntyre Villa and you don't have an experience, I will pay for your ticket. That's how active that place is. So,
Wow.
yeah, great.
Are you going to the Ashmore States, their next event?
Pythian Castle, I think, is the next event,
I
and
mean,
that's
then after that's Ashmore.
I believe so. I have to look at my schedule, but I think it's
I
Ashmore.
I got invited to Ashmore, their next event, and then I can't go anywhere right now because I'm having a $4,000 roof put up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, don't go nowhere. I get it. I get it. There'll be plenty more events out at Ashmore and all that.
I love the people at Ashmore. I've said this in the past on my show. I like the way they do things, where they put the money back into the building.
Yep.
I've got no problems at all with the ownership of Ashmore. Love them to
Robin
death.
Terry's an amazing person. Wait, did I get the name wrong? Is Robin Terry on it?
I'm
I think so.
I think
Let me double check my sources. Talk amongst
Yeah.
yourselves. Robin.
Uh-oh. You may have somebody taking you up on that.
Hey, bro, come on, man. Look,
Oh, wow.
we've been wanting to get together anyway, Rez. Come on out. Like, I'll let you know. I'll tell you what, bro. Let me know a date. We'll go out there, even if I get the place for a private investigation. I'll take you.
That sounds like fun.
Yes, it does.
July the 12th and 13th, I'm lecturing at a conference in Savannah, Georgia. And I still don't know all the information yet, but the Deep South Paracomicon, that's September. Oh, my Lord.
Yes, Robin Terry does own Astro. Sorry.
I'm going to get this date. September. I think it's the.
You want me to look it up?
I'm
I got my
clicking.
phone right here.
Okay, help me.
You talking about Deep South?
Yeah, okay, it's the 13th, 14th, and 15th. It's Deep South Para Comic Con.
Horror Comic Con.
And they have horror in there as well. So if you go to their website, Deep South Para Comic Con, there's also horror involved. Now, this is a very unique event. Stan and Teresa Fikes are the directors of this. They have a haunted investigation. They've got cosplay. There's a costume contest within that. The workshops, I'm doing a lot of teaching. So is my husband. And we're doing peek into ghost hunting, your psychic connection, grounding and shielding, vintage ghost hunting, and raising the intuitive child. So Blaine Rohan will be teaching. And Brandon, I hope you'll give us some help. And so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 workshops that we're doing. And we're doing each one twice per day. I'm teaching peek into the ghost hunting and your psychic connection. Finding your inner compass, shielding, grounding practices. My husband's teaching that one. And then stepping back into time, exploring vintage ghost hunting. Matt is teaching that, and he's got more tickets sold than any of the others. So I was like, "Oh, you're beating us." And then raising the intuitive child. It'll be my Blaine and my husband and myself teaching that one. And we're going to introduce you to Reiki, which is a gentle form of healing. It can promote balance, well-being, happiness, and we'll work on some positive and affirmations and things like that. So we're going to have a great time with that one. So
let me ask. I gotta ask if I can go. Let me ask Bob Ross. Bob, can I go? Make happy little ghosts. Okay, I'm going.
there you go. We're going to have a blast.
Well, I can't let you do a 6-hour drive again without me in the car.
We laughed for 6 straight hours.
Oh my God,
I'm
we
not
had a blast.
Kidding. We did have a blast.
On a road trip, you got to have the right people in the car with you.
Oh yeah.
If you're talking about a 6-hour trip.
Yep.
If you got the right people, it feels like a 30-minute trip. If you got the wrong people, you're in the car for 3 days.
Well, and it gets even worse because we shared a hotel room. So if we weren't getting along in the car, we'd have probably killed each other in the hotel room. So it worked out great. I mean, we had a good time. Stan and Teresa Fikes, they're with Web Paranormal.
Yes.
They're amazing people. It's the first time I got to meet them. It was a great Paracon. It's growing. There were a few hiccups last year, but everything has been addressed, and it's just going to continue to grow and continue to get better. So I suggest come on down to Ozark, Alabama, and hang out with us.
I have trouble sharing hotel rooms with people because you see, I don't even. I own one pair of pajamas. They're Deadpool pajamas.
Yes.
I don't wear them to sleep in.
No, you can't. You get all tangled up.
Right.
Listen, people that sleep nude do not care about emergencies.
Exactly.
Oh my God, Amber Heard just went right through my brain.
Oh, don't poop on the bed. Let's not
don't poop on the bed.
Oh my God. Yeah.
All right.
Go ahead.
What?
Go ahead, Lance. I don't know what I was saying.
Okay, well, I've got to do a little halftime advertising.
Pay them
This is
bills.
this is what I do. I advertise for other people. They send me a video. They send me a banner. I put it up and show it off it once an hour, and when they end the show.
Okay, sure.
So if you know anybody who's doing an event and wants a little advertising, I'll be like, this is a 27-second video. I'll take something like that and play it on the show every week.
Okay.
Very cool. Thank you.
I love to promote other people. That's
Well,
kind of the niche I want to be in.
I may have a huge announcement coming up. I can't say anything right now. However, Lynn, I'll give you the exclusive on it whenever it's time.
All right. I appreciate that.
Yep.
Let's go ahead and we're going to talk about Broadhead Manor to start with.
Awesome.
Whoops.
Broadhead Manor welcomes Sam Beltrusis to the Moonbow Metaphysical Summer Expo and After Hours Investigation only at Broadhead Manor in Broadhead, Wisconsin. Saturday, July 20th from 10 a.m. to midnight. Author and clairvoyant Sam Beltrusis has been seen on The Curse of Lizzie Borden, Fright Club, House in Between Two, and Paranormal Night Shift, and many more. He's the author of Fueled by Fear, Related to Evil, and many more great books. Investigation tickets are $60 per person. Email jdkeller26@hotmail.com to get yours today.
Nice.
Sam Beltrusis, that's another one of my buddies, man. He's cool. I like him.
He's a great guy. I really think a lot of Sam.
These others are just banners. People can read them. Mid-Michigan Paranormal. That's in October, so I'll be showing this banner a lot.
I think I got invited to that one. That looks familiar. Anyway.
Go to the next one. Haunting Hunters Paranormal.
Okay.
And of course, the owner of the network, WLFEDB, Ted, this is his.
Nice.
Talking about veterans.
Yes, sir.
He likes the veterans too. And this is all going to the Veterans Outreach. In fact, to have this one dedicated to a special person.
It's not. Is that Rochester, New York? What is that?
Yes, it is. Rochester, New York.
I got a couple of buddies up that way. That's awesome.
And this is one that kind of mixes music.
Oh, nice.
Ted is really into the karaoke, and he also kind of sings in a band. So
nice.
He's on one side of the music. I'm on the other. I DJ'd in nightclubs for years.
Nice.
So he and I both are kind of into music. You're talking about some of the old time rock and roll. That's what I listen to all the time with the wife. We're both big fans of the 60s and 70s rock.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you can't get any better. Like I still listen to The Wall and Dark Side and a couple of good old Sabbath records. Yeah, you can't beat the 60s and 70s.
Yeah, I like AC/DC, Steppenwolf.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I actually met
Turner Overdrive
in about 91, I believe. Steppenwolf was actually in my hometown, and I was working late night. And his truck pulls in, and it's got Steppenwolf on the front of the big truck.
Nice.
I said, "Wow, this can't be the band Steppenwolf. There's just no way." They come walking in. Now the band members were different. He was working with a whole new band, but of course the lead singer, has the name.
Right.
So I come and got to talking and spent 30 minutes with the lead singer of Steppenwolf.
Oh, sweet.
That was a lot of fun. And I was actually sober on this one.
There you go. Redneck down there talking about that his friend Kristen L. Bloom is the one putting on one of those Paracons. Okay. I knew I'd heard about it. Sorry to interrupt you, Lynn. I apologize.
Oh, yeah. That's all right. I've met Aerosmith, but I was 15 sheets in the wind.
Well, yeah. At an Aerosmith show, you might as well be.
Well, we had marijuana laced with angel dust.
Oh no!
Oh, you were doing a little crunch and munch or whatever they call it now.
And
I had no clue.
Two of us in a car drank over a case of beer en route from Columbus to Macon, Georgia.
Yes, sir. Yep. I may or may not have done that back in my party days.
Yeah, that was the late 70s. That was definitely my party days.
Hey, Kristen.
Kristen Johnson from Bigfoot and the Bunny.
Yep. How you doing, baby girl?
Oh, I listen to that show once in a while, Bigfoot and the Bunny.
That would
So
be Kristen
they're
Johnson.
so cute.
Well,
Yes.
Bigfoot and the Booby. That's what I like to call it. Isn't that right, Kristen?
Bigfoot and the Booby.
Well,
Let me tell you about Kristen and Kristen Johnson and them. I had a Paracon, I guess 2 years ago now. Was it, or was it last year?
It was.
I don't even remember. God.
It was 2 years ago. You didn't do it this year. You did it last year.
It was 2 years. And they drove all the way from, I think, Rhode Island to South Carolina to come to my Paracon.
Isn't that sweet?
Like, amazing.
And
amazing
we ran
people.
to each other's arms. I was so happy to see her. Yeah, it was last year.
It is in the Bunny.
The Bunny. In the Bunny.
Yes, it is in the Bunny. Anyway, sorry, I have these inside jokes with so many people. It just makes life amazing.
It's
Last year. Thank you, Kristen.
I told you.
That's a funny show. I'm always just cracking up watching it.
Well, I'm really happy that they're back going live. They took a little hiatus, and now I think the show is back, and I'm so glad. I love them. I love them dearly.
By them, you talking about her?
Well, her and her co-host. It's late.
Yeah. Well, her by herself puts on a pretty good duo.
I mean, I would watch.
Yeah.
I would watch her twice. What, Chris? Good God, Chris Carr. Thank you, Chris
Carr,
and Kristen.
Yes.
Lord, don't tell Chris I couldn't remember his name, please. Thank you.
Where it is?
Yep. Yeah, I think I will.
That show always reminds me of what Burt Reynolds said about when he made the Best Little Whorehouse in Texas.
Yep.
He was awesome in that.
He asked how it was working with Dolly Parton. He said it's the best two actresses he's ever worked with.
Yes, sir. There's two really great things about Kristen, but I just can't remember what they are right now. Yes, she's been on a bunch of shows. Y'all need, if y'all have never seen, it's Dark Horse Paranormal. You can find them on YouTube and Facebook. Check them out, man. They're amazing. Sorry, I promote people, like more other people more than I do myself, because I'm not very good at self-promotion.
I'm not good at that either, so I'm right in the same canoe with you.
Yeah, man, I just can't. I can't. People ask me for I can't even write my own bio for the shows that I go on. I have to have my wife write it, or I think Lee wrote one time.
Yeah.
I just can't do it.
Well, my students love him, Lynn. They love him and love his wife. In fact, I have a video that one of my students did a review of the class, and they were talking specifically about Anna, and it was just her and Anna and what they were experiencing, and they were trusting their intuition and getting some information. They went solely on what they were feeling at the time, and Anna was leading, because she's got experience and she knows, and the student this was a new ride for her. This was the first time she had done something like this. Mm-hmm. And but she was right, and she was able to get confirmation from the equipment what she was feeling was right. And I don't know, she had an aha moment, and that's why we do what we do. People that are not believing in what we do, and that it really is, there is a supernatural out there.
Yes.
Watching their aha moments, that's amazing. And people that already know what's going on, when they get confirmation, it's so endearing. So seldom do you have something negative. And
I've enjoyed helping Lee with these events and watching her students. That, to me, I love it, like, because I've seen them. I've seen several of them get that aha moment,
Yes.
and I've had a couple. I've had one of them call me a couple times. Called me the other day.
Really? Oh,
Yep,
good.
yep. So we've been, chatting back and forth. But yeah, it's so cool to watch new people come into the paranormal. I get jaded. I'm not gonna lie. I do paracons. I go all over the country, and it turns into a job. It really does sometimes. But then it's those little moments that you live for, especially in ghost hunting. Because I'm gonna tell you, ghost hunting. For those of you that don't know, ghost hunting is not like it is on TV. You don't walk in and 30 minutes later you get something. It's boring. Ghost hunting is boring.
I
But
don't think it's boring.
I've been on some where it's just like there's
Oh, yeah.
nothing. It's boring. We're sitting there for an
Yeah.
hour, but
Waiting for the paint to dry.
on that 1 hour and 25-minute mark, something amazing happens, and that's
Yes.
why we do it. That's why we
Well,
do
well, Professor Spencer, he's the owner of the Allen House.
Uh-huh.
He told me that the 1 hour show, which is about 41 minutes of actual airtime from the Ghost Brothers, took them a week to get that done.
Oh, my God.
Yep.
They just
Oh, yeah.
they just showed up every day wearing the same clothes, so it looked like they did it all in one night.
Yep.
But it was actually about 6 nights.
Oh yeah, a lot of that the TV stuff. I mean, I talked to KD and Lee. They both been
Mhm.
on major productions, and it's a bunch of months go into
Oh, yes.
a 30-minute episode. We just talked about the Bird Eye Cabin. Oh, see, I got to get back out to the Bird Eye Cabin. So the Bird Eye Cabin is I have my Paracon at a place called Haygood Mill Historic Site
Yes.
in Pickens, South Carolina. And there's
Yes.
cabins from the 1700s and 1800s. And it's on 55 acres. There's a working mill. Like you can still get grits and flour made from
Yeah,
the
and I
mill.
need to get some. I'm almost out.
I probably got some downstairs. But yeah, the Bird Eye Cabin, we had tons of experiences that I was told about at our investigation during the Paracon. So, and Chris and Kristen were kind enough to work the Bird Eye Cabin for me, and it was amazing.
We'll have some news coming up pretty soon. Lynn, if you'd like to get some of that information, we've been teaching at Piedmont Technical College. This is our 4th year. And we have a big meeting we had one today, just an initial, and in 2 weeks we go back and we're going to have a follow-up. So I'm really nervous and excited. So I'll tell you more later. Maybe we can time it, Brandon, where we can have our announcements at the same time. That would be
Look,
so
I'll be
cool.
fine. My stuff will be finalized hopefully tomorrow, so I can hold on to it whenever. I gotta travel down and go talk to a feller.
Well, you do that and go ahead and release it. Don't hold on my account. Thank you, Gwen. You're
Thanks,
awesome to
Gwen.
investigate with.
Yeah, it's always fun. Oh,
James Brady brought up a good point that I like right here.
Yeah, it is.
Especially when said person who's never had a paranormal experience before is a skeptic.
Yes, I love when they just chest bowed out.
Oh, it was
especially for guys,
Oh yeah.
Ain't nothing gonna happen. Hey, is my hat crooked or is that my head?
I thought you were just getting sassy.
I guess so, but anyway.
We had a guy that's military guy in the class, and he's also a teacher at Piedmont Tech. And we were at a former doctor's office, and he's holding the flashlight in his hand, like this.
Oh, that was amazing.
Yeah, and he had it over his head and said, "Y'all, I'm not doing it. It's doing it." He's got it by the tip of the flashlight, and it's being turned off and on. He looked like the Statue of Liberty holding his hand up. Yep. Yeah, it was hilarious.
He was in my group down at the
Belmont.
Belmont. There's so many. Oh God, I gotta stop traveling. Oh, and I got to witness the first time he went. He goes, we had some flashlights set out, and they started going off. He goes, he had that skeptical look, so he went and got his flashlight. I'm like, go get
Yeah,
yours. And when his started going off, that the look on his
that did it.
face, that was, he goes, this is mine. They're just doing it. I'm like, yes. And it was just so much fun to see him. Like,
In class, I took one out of the box. I let him unwrap it. I ordered it on Amazon. I let him open it, put the batteries in and everything, and set it down. And I called my spirit guide, and it went off. Well, he's still not buying it until he brought his.
yep.
And then I heard what had happened with you, and I was like, boom.
Yep. Yep. He's got the bug now.
Yes, he does. June the 22nd, we are going to Stan and Teresa Fikes. They're having a little ghost hunt. It's at the North Carolina
Battleship, North Carolina.
Yeah, Battleship, North Carolina in Wilmington. The tickets are $100. And so, we're going. Anna and Brandon are going.
But you're
Glenn's
investigating
going.
the battleship?
Yes.
That
I think we'll have Jeremy Leonard, I think, is going to be there.
Michael and Destiny Fox, Jeremy and Tammy.
Yep.
There's 28 people so far, and there's more coming. So,
and if you happen to live in that area, I need a couch to sleep on because I forgot to get a hotel room.
I haven't tried yet either. I thought I was going to be staying in the cabins, and that didn't go. So, oopsie daisy.
Oh, well, here's a fun story for your show, Lynn. Why don't you tell everybody, Lee, about the naked cabin?
Oh my God, Lynn. Okay, so here we go. Brandon said, "Oh, we have we have this cabin. Yeah, we've got this really cool cabin you guys would love." And we're talking about our 26th wedding anniversary. Oh yeah, it's in the middle of nowhere. Now it's haunted. And we're like, so what? So we're we're thinking this is going to be great. We're going to be in the sticks. Nobody's going to bother us. Cell phones aren't even going to work. So
I had you on the side of the lake.
Yep, right on the side. And so we went out to dinner and, grabbed a bite to eat, had steak and shrimp and, oh yeah. And I got my little bottle of, I love muscadine wine. Okay. And that's pretty much all I drink, 2 glasses and I stop. So I had my little 2 glasses and, at the cabin, and during the daytime, it was like a perfect place, a little slice of heaven. I could see the grandbabies fishing and us taking the boat out and everything. At nighttime, it takes a little different personality. Yeah, Brandon. We went into the back bedroom. We had just made the bed, and I have no clothes. Matt has no clothes. Remember, this is honeymoon, do-over. And about that time, we heard the front door that's locked unlock, and we hear the scream from the patio unlock, and it swung wide open, and we hear bam, 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 footprints, footsteps walking in, and I went shooting in there into the living room, and then I realized I have no clothes on, and I'm looking for whoever's supposed to be there, and he should be right here in front of my face because he was coming to me and I was running to him, and I could feel him, and then he just kind of, I didn't feel him anymore. It's just like, he dissolved or something, like woo-saw, and I'm standing there like, crap, I'm naked, Matt's right behind me with a gun. And we're like, why did this I thought you locked the door. And he said, I did lock the door. And I said, well, let's go do it again. And I said, this time we're going to use the little latch thing too. That'll stop it. Well, it happened again. And so I was like, all right, let's just leave the door open. If he's going to open the door, we're just going to, leave it. So I don't know what Matt did. I think he probably locked it. And we laid down, and both of us, our hearts are, ba-boom, ba-boom, ba-boom. And about that time, we heard footsteps. And I sat up and I said, do you hear that? He said, where is that coming from? And it sounded like it was echoing all through the cabin, and it was footsteps on the roof of the cabin.
You're welcome.
And it wasn't a bird. It wasn't a cat. It sounded like human footsteps, and it was crunching, 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 and it got right over the bedroom. and it would go forward and back, and then it would stop, and forward and back and stop. Like he knew we were under there, and I was like, "My God, is he going to bust in? What's going on?" So Matt said, "I'm going to see about this." So he threw his shorts on. Meanwhile, I have forgotten again. I don't have no clothes, and I'm on my knees in the middle of the bed, saying, trying to talk to this thing. My husband's running around outside with his gun, and he's looking up on the roof of the cabin, going, "What is that? Where is that? Is it a bird? What is it?" And meanwhile, I'm hearing pivoting footsteps, pivoting on the cat. As this is a man's footsteps, and I got a recording, EVP recording of these footsteps. And I said, "All right, that's enough." About that time, Matt came in, and I said, "What did you see?" He said, "I didn't see anything up there. There's nothing up there that should be making that noise." And I said, "That's enough. We're going to bed. It's our anniversary. We respect that you're here. Thank you for showing yourself, but we're through. We're going to bed. That's enough. No more. Nothing else happened." And then the next morning we got up and we looked over, and there's this huge mound there, and I'm thinking, it was very obvious to me. It was like somebody switched my brain back on, and it may or may not be maybe a burial ground there, but for sure the island that's immediately across in the middle of the lake in front of us.
Now, keep in mind, I didn't tell them exactly where they were or what
Mm-mm.
was around them. This was my anniversary gift to them.
Oh yeah, it sure
Okay.
was. There were 28 indigenous shaman that were called to dinner, and we respect you, we want to have peace and stuff like that. But then after they ate, it kind of did a twist, and they said, "One of our officers has been killed, and for every officer that's been killed, we're going to kill 40 of you."
Yep.
So
And
they
they can
strung
honor.
them all up and hung them.
Mhm.
And when that lake was flooded, the mound where all of those people were buried is surrounded now by water. And a lot of people call it Cemetery Island, some call it Snake Island. So our plan this weekend was to go to the cabin, investigate the cabin, and go out by boat over there to Cemetery Island to see if we could, what the hell? What are you doing, on the roof of the cabin? What is this about? It just felt to me like someone really wanted us to know that they were there. And
And the land is also right where the Cherokee Nation and the Creek Nation, they lived, like they were right there, and they fought constantly. So they were on. Sounds like a magic mushroom. So
yeah,
basically, I think
no.
what Lee is saying is, if you need an anniversary gift, don't call me.
Oh yeah, I see.
I was like, "Brandon, this place is crazy. I tried to tell you." Yeah, it
Actually,
was,
I didn't, but yeah.
it was
I was like,
funny.
it's haunted. Oh, we don't care. Okay.
That was
Go
that was
for it.
common in North Georgia because you have the Cherokee up in far North Georgia in the mountains.
Yep.
We're down very quickly. Get out of the mountains up around Atlanta, and you start turning to Creek territory,
That's
and
right.
that goes
And
all the way south.
Yep.
I'm Cherokee and Creek. Creek would often take in people, other tribal members, just like the Seminoles did. But I'm Creek, Iroquois, and Cherokee, mostly Cherokee though. So I don't know if me being there, set off something, in somebody's head. What does it look like in spirit when you have people that's all different? I don't know. I don't know what I look like in spirit, but
It also happened to be where one of the Cherokee capital cities were. It was 6 miles from the Cherokee Trading Post. I set them up great.
yes,
All
you
right,
did.
Good night, James. Thanks for watching, bub.
you got
Night,
it, James.
James.
Appreciate you coming by.
Yeah, it's a beautiful place and very, very sacred, very beautiful. I was thrilled to have been, I mean, after the fact, because at first it was just the big, wow, what's that? Oh
Yep.
my God, what's that? I just didn't know what to make of it all. It was so much fun, though. It really was. I would love to give these spirits a voice and a chance to communicate with us. I really would. I'd like to know what they have to say.
And the fun part about this place is I got called out by some people in power for a 9-day investigation of this area.
9 days.
9 days. Like, I stayed in the cabin. Like,
It
I
was
was
right
there.
after your Paracon, and I
Yeah,
had
it was
just asked
literally, I
off.
had my Paracon,
Uh-huh.
and then I had a 9-day investigation, like 2 days later.
Yep, and I couldn't go. I was so disappointed,
Right.
which is why I wanted to go stay in the cabin. Well, I didn't
And
know it was going to be all that.
I didn't tell anybody the evidence that I have found or the data. If Kristen and Chris are watching, it's data. I didn't share anything. I just said, I got a beautiful place for you since it's going to be your anniversary. It's a little haunted, or I said something like that. I just kind of played it off.
It's active now. It's
Yep.
active. Well, I don't care.
I'm still going through that, but I'll tell you, I did a burst EVP session and I caught like 35 Class A EVPs in 15 minutes. And this was in front of my cabin. Like, I hadn't even gone out in the woods or anywhere yet. I just sat down. I started a sacred fire.
Were you inside the screen or outside on
No.
a
I was out
table?
and I had started a sacred fire and invited everybody to come in. And boy, howdy did they. So wow. I'll next when I see you this weekend, I'll let you hear it.
I can't wait. I can't wait. We didn't have any equipment. That wasn't on the forefront, you know. We had a lot happen though. Had my little cell phone. It was going dead. Lord have mercy. What a crazy night.
What do you put on your cell phone? Photos, or you take videos, or
I take photos and videos, and I have an app for voice recording. Yeah, it's got a little voice recorder on there. It's nice. Flashlight. So it's pretty cool. I have a couple of apps too. I'm a little skeptical about cell phone apps, but there's a couple that have been pretty amazing. Spirit Talker is really good. I used to use Ghost Radar, but and no, never leave home without your equipment. You got that right. But I just thought, okay, I'm through with this for a little bit. I'm going to just spend time with Matt. I'm turning my phone off. You know, I'm just going to keep it charged as best I can, and because I probably won't have a signal. Oh my goodness! Little did I know.
I use EchoVox a lot.
That's a good one. Have you used the SLS Ghost Tube?
Once or twice. It was somebody else's that I used before. Because I personally don't have it because my thing's about full.
Yeah.
Cell phone, I don't put anything else on. It's on my list.
If you have any old phones, as long as you have Wi-Fi, you can download Ghost Tube and it's SLS Ghost Tube SLS voice box, and it'll work for you even if you don't have, if it's not even turned on. As long as you have Wi-Fi, you can use it.
I use Necrophonics sometimes.
Yeah, that's a good one. You have to download that one with payment, so that one wouldn't work on a phone that's not connected.
One of the things that I got, you're talking about Native Americans, I was down at Poverty Point. You ever heard of it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And there's a mound there where some of the previous owners are buried. There's only 2 marked graves there. One of them, of course, being the female half of the couple who owned the place at the time.
Right.
Her husband is supposedly buried beside her, but there's no marker, and there's no real certificate that says he's buried there. There's not proof of it. Well, I was there trying to contact her, and I've always found you have more success if you try to call somebody by name instead of saying anybody want to talk.
I agree.
That's right.
And I finally got her to talk. She'd never had anybody try to talk to her paranormally. Never. And then while I was talking to her, she was being a little bit slow. And then all of a sudden, this man's voice come in there. You're standing on my grave.
Oh,
well, there's confirmation.
So I said, oh, I'm sorry. Let me move. So I moved real quick. And I was right beside her grave. And so I kind of verified that her husband's buried right beside her.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
that's awesome.
And I got that loud and clear over EchoBox.
Oh, EchoBox. I've used that before too. That's a good one.
Daniel Roberge come up with it.
Yep.
I've actually had him as a guest. We're going
Oh,
to
nice.
he's going to come on again at his convenience. And we're going to try to. The other time was just the last time he was here. We just talked, about general stuff, how he come up with it. This time, if he comes on again, we're just going right into doing EchoBox.
Oh, that's
and the
cool.
whole show will just be an EchoBox session.
It sounds fun.
Nice. Okay. I'll definitely tune in for that.
Yeah.
It is. Sometimes it's exciting. It's just like ghost hunting. You turn something on, you go to a location, you get nothing. As you were talking about earlier, Brandon, it's sometimes very boring. It's kind of like being in the military.
Hurry up and wait.
Hurry up and wait. You have several hours of boredom and 5 minutes of excitement.
Exactly. And also another thing that I probably should mention. You had brought up how in a car ride you need to have all the right people or it's going to be miserable. Well, for the new paranormal people out there looking for a team, research the teams that you're with, because there's not all the teams are lovey-dovey, and there's a lot of backstabbing in the paranormal. Be careful who you choose to be with in a team. Like Supernatural Inc., I couldn't ask for anything better. It's me, my wife, KD, and his wife, Katie. Perfect. We get along. But make sure that you know who you're with, how they act, because you're going to be in pitch black, dark places. And for you women out there, I'm putting it, be careful, because there's a lot of things that go on behind the scenes. But so pick your teams wisely. If you don't listen to anything else tonight that I have said, listen to this and just pick your teams wisely.
And I would say, look out for the people, what kind of group they have. Some groups want to just say, okay, we're just a group. We meet here and keep it very unofficial. Other people like to go with the LLC, and where the evidence is shared by the group and you. If you want to show photos, you got to get the group's permission because there's co-ownership there. If you're investigating and get evidence on your camera while you're flying the flag of the LLC group.
Right.
So you got to be careful who you join up with.
Like I know a team, and they're a very good team, but they sign contracts for their members, and they're pretty strict contracts, but that team works pretty well. I'm really good friends with several of them. I'm not going to mention who they are, but yeah, I mean, teams have you've got everything from like really binding contracts with these people to just amateur night. I mean,
exactly.
There's everything in between. So just make sure you do your research.
To answer this question, no, I have not seen Lisa Frankenstein.
I will tell you also, make sure you have a boo buddy. Don't go somewhere. Don't go wandering off by yourself. If you accidentally step in a hole, if you get lost, if suddenly you're disoriented, your sugar drops, oh God, anything could happen. Somebody that's a transient that just coming through, and you run up on them in the dark, and now there you are with that and you in the dark, and you're by yourself. Anything could happen.
I don't even wander off. Well, I mean, I do, but I've got a walkie.
Right. That's good.
Or I'll tell KD, like in Pythian Castle, I'll tell him, look, I'm going to the tunnels, and that's where I'll be until somebody comes to get me. You always let somebody know. Soloing's fun.
Yeah.
As long as you've been doing it for a little bit and kind of what you're dealing with and what you're doing.
My class takes it very seriously. We're going to have T-shirts made up that says "Boo Buddy." You know, it's going to be kind of cute, and they know don't investigate at your home. Don't investigate alone. Make sure people do a safety walkthrough when they can see, so that you know, oh, wait a minute, the stair's broken here. Look at that. Or you could hit your head on this beam. You know, there's a lot of things like that that can happen. So, you know, just take a little extra time and do a walkthrough. Make sure everybody knows how to get in touch with everybody, and then you have a fallback point.
What
And I
Dark Horse?
also suggest. Oh, I'm sorry, Lynn. Go ahead.
What Dark Horse Paranormal was talking about is there was a movie made. There's been several movies made with Bachelor's Grove being a fictional. Some of the wives' tales, the lore regarding the place, they've made movies of. Here behind us is the old Bachelor's Grove sign. They cannot keep that sign on the cemetery. That's
Oh,
behind
wow.
your
People want
Brandon.
it. Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
They put a new sign up. It doesn't last 2 days.
Right.
They put gates up trying to lock the place up at night. The gates lasted about 3 days. They put new fencing up. The fence was cut less than a week.
Yeah, and that's another thing. Listen. Oh, I get a little fired up by this one. There are paranormal teams out there that make it hard for the rest of us that act right to be able to get into these places. So don't be cutting locks off places. Don't be cutting into a fence. Get permission.
Yes.
Sorry. Get a little
Yes,
fired up.
I agree. A real place noted in that movie as a plot point. Right. That's correct. Bachelor's Grove has so many stories about it that you could make several movies based on the lore of Bachelor's Grove. It's not as spooky now as it was. The county finally admitted they owned the place. For years, the county. Resnick makes a great point right there.
Resnick says, know the difference between a ghost hunter and a paranormal researchers. 100%. Let me throw this out there. Know the difference between a shaman and a shamanic practitioner because they're different. A shaman actually goes through ceremonies. A shamanic practitioner learns through classes and stuff. Not saying that they're any better or any worse, but there is a difference. Sorry.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I can see that. Although I have, to be honest, I have very little experience with either.
A lot of people don't know about shamans because generally we kind of stay to ourselves. I would not be out here if it wasn't for KD. KD finally annoyed me enough to where I started a podcast, but I wanted people knew that Supernatural Inc. had a shaman, but they had no idea who it was. Cause I remember I've been at some things standing right beside the person and they're like, don't you guys have a shaman? Who is it? So we stay quiet, but yeah, we're out there.
Lee, we were talking earlier about, this, that, and the other. Then we got talking about the different groups. This photo right here, if you remember, one of the most popular ghost photos ever taken.
Yeah.
Right? Here's another view of it.
Yep. Okay. Yeah.
I can show this because Dale Kazmarek gives me permission. And I always mention Dale Kazmarek. Also, his photographer owns partial, and she's been on Ghost Adventures explaining that the negative was not bothered. It was not changed.
Oh, wow.
That was taken with a 35 millimeter camera in 91.
Okay.
That shows the different kinds of groups. Some of them are very strict, and some of them are very loose. I'm not saying one's better than the other. I'm saying you got to find one that fits your personality and what you want to do.
Yep.
Not me. I go by myself. Now, Lee, you're going to yell at me. But down here in southeast Arkansas, there's not too many people who want to get in this business.
Right.
In fact, most of them accuse me of talking to demons because they say that there are no such things as ghosts, and then they say ghosts are talked about in the Bible, but also in another section of the Bible, you can always find stuff in the Bible for or against something.
Right.
Talking to the dead is an abomination.
You know, I'm working on an entire series about that, but you can interpret it however you want to interpret it, or however your pastor interprets it. Mike, wah kumquat, buddy. See, I'm telling you, I got all these inside jokes.
Wait a minute, kumquat, buddy.
Wah kumquat. That's what we say to each other.
Okay, kumquat is a fruit.
It is. It's also my favorite word to say. Kumquat.
Kumquat.
It's fun. Super fun.
Outside of Florida, it's hard to find kumquats. They're very tasty. You wash them off. You wash them off real good because you pop it in your mouth, eat skin and all, then spit out the seeds.
Yep. Oh, Mike. Hey, buddy. See, Mike, when do I get to see you again? Last time I saw you, I think was at Hell House Paracon up in PA, bud. I hope you're good. Oh, I didn't make it I didn't get up there, man. My grandmother's not well, so I was unable to attend that one. But,
what I was going to say to Lee, I have to investigate by myself.
Oh, you do?
Yes. I had the only person I found that was interested in doing any kind of paranormal research. He wanted to get paid.
Of course he does.
Don't we all?
I mean, yeah, I'd love to get paid, but my spirit guides would slap the shit out of me if I charged.
Yeah. he wanted to get paid by me to go into a cemetery or just a empty house.
I'll pay you no damn mind.
Exactly.
Yep.
Basically what I said. So I ended up having to go alone. And my trouble is I've got 2 artificial knees.
Oh my gosh.
I'll also be 68 years old on the 3rd of July.
Happy early birthday.
Yes.
Thank you. Running, I have not run 2 steps in a row in about 10 or 12 years.
Yeah. If let's make a mental note. If Lynn is running, move because something's chasing him.
Yes.
Well, you know what, Lynn? Arkansas ain't that far, brother. Maybe
it's not.
Maybe we should set something up. Come down there and investigate with you.
That would be so fun.
We could always make a time to go to the Crescent Hotel.
Oh yes.
You know what? I'm all over the country anyway. Might as well come on down there and hang out with you.
Now I'll tell you something about the Crescent. You go about maybe 100 miles west from the Crescent.
Mm-hmm.
And go a little bit north to where let's see, Missouri, Arkansas, and Oklahoma meet.
Yep.
Right in that corner
was
a rather major battle, one of the biggest battles in the Civil War west of the Mississippi, Pea Ridge.
Correct.
I've always wanted to go to the Crescent Hotel. It was established in 1886. It's in Eureka Springs.
Yes, it is.
Beautiful.
Oh, and by the way, one thing about Eureka Springs. Did you see the movie Wyatt Earp with Kevin Costner?
Oh, of course.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. He remember when he was his first wife died, and he got drunk. And he went to a town, stole a man's horse.
Yep. Yeah.
He got thrown in jail. In that movie, they said it was city north of here. And oh God, why can't I remember the name of it? Anyway, it was not that city. It was Eureka Springs.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah. Yep. We
He
were
did not
supposed to.
come down this far here.
We were supposed to. The Supernatural Inc. was supposed to do a Paracon at Eureka Springs last year, but we unfortunately we hadn't. We're unable to make it. I have not been to Eureka Springs yet, and that's on my bucket list.
So let me know when you can, and maybe I'm not. I don't build a roof every day, so
Right? Yeah. We'll let you get the roof over your head, and then
yeah.
we'll come. Yeah, we'll come down there.
Yeah,
Shit, yeah.
It's Pine Bluff. I don't know why that escaped my mind for a
Oh
few seconds,
yeah,
but Pine
yeah.
Bluff. He
So
said they
those.
mentioned Pine Bluff and showed a sign on a building, Pine
Come on,
Bluff,
Mike.
but that incident did not happen in Pine Bluff. It
Right.
happened in Eureka Springs.
Yeah, Mike. Come on, buddy.
Those of you watching the show, the hotel, the Crescent Hotel, is known for the experiments of Dr. Norman Baker.
Yep.
He claimed to be a licensed physician, and he examined cancer patients and did experimental cancer treatments,
Mm-hmm.
tapping into these families' lifetime savings and stuff. And he did not know what he was doing. But there's several apparitions from the hospital that are, during the days it was a hospital. Now it's a hotel, and they're still there. These spirits are still there.
Actually, he did know what he was doing. He was conning the hell out of everybody.
Well, fair. That's a fair assessment. He 100%. He set up a con shop.
Yeah.
Speaking of,
Well,
yeah.
he didn't have medical training.
Well, no,
No,
but he
was
had.
no
I'm gonna
kind of
get you
doctor.
money. I'm gonna
He
get
was
your
just
money.
he was just pure stealing.
Yeah.
All right. You ever
But,
sit while you're doing a podcast and you got flip flops on and you catch a whiff of your feet and you're like, my God, I showered earlier. Is that just me?
That's the one advantage is to having slow internet. And by the way, before the show, I checked the speed. I was running at a 2.34 some odd speed.
Yeah,
My internet here it goes through cell phone towers,
right.
and hopefully it's a little bit faster now. But very fast speed to me is a 5 point something.
Oh wow! See, that's what I was talking about when I threw out those numbers earlier. I was talking about my upload speed was like 9 point something. So my buddy James made me a 55-foot Ethernet cable, and I had to plug in for this show, and so it jumped up a little bit. But yeah,
There's
I get it.
There's fiber optic coming soon, but it could be another year before we get it here. That's what you get for living in the woods.
You know what? I'd live in the woods. Screw it.
Absolutely.
Brandon,
Yes.
are you ready to get mad?
I'm always ready to get mad.
Remember me telling you the wife and I came down from Chicago?
Right.
We got looking for a place down here.
Uh-huh.
It was in foreclosure. It needed work. Put a roof on it. I had to paint the entire inside.
Okay.
4 acres of land. 3 bedrooms. 1 bath. $18,500.
I don't even like you anymore, Lynn. I can't believe I'm on your show. This is horrible.
Yeah, that's awesome.
God,
wow,
you lucked out, bro. That's amazing. You know what though? You retired. You deserve it. You deserve a nice place for you and your wife to retire. So I can't. I mean, I'm mad, but I can't be that mad. I get it.
Are you a Razorback fan?
I'm a Southeastern Conference fan. I grew up in Georgia.
Okay.
I'm living in a Southeastern Conference state, although I did not go to college in a Southeastern Conference school. They also have a Sun Belt school here, Arkansas State.
Yep.
My alma mater is Troy, which is a Sun Belt school.
Okay.
I'm 100% ACC. I'm Clemson University.
I pull against the ACC at every opportunity.
Well, I figured you did. That's why I wanted to throw it in there and poke the bear.
Apparently still a Bears fan. By the way, what we were talking about an hour ago with Barney Yang, that whole murder was caused because a member of the 1985 Super Bowl winning Bears was dating both the women.
Oh.
Oh.
And he was the father of the child that was not yet born that was killed.
Oh.
That would do it. Ooh, my
And
God.
that's why I was on Snap and
Yeah.
I finally remember the name of the show on CNN headline, Vengeance.
Okay, Vengeance.
Vengeance. Yep.
And true crime. I've actually, of course, I got paid for all this, putting the photos and videos up.
Good for you.
Both newspapers in Chicago. And then in 2020, they actually interviewed me. So I got some FaceTime on TV.
Oh, nice.
Good.
It's a FaceTime. Snap, I was on FaceTime. And by the way, about a year ago, they had a thing on YouTube where viewers of Snap voted of the best episode. Of all the episodes of all the years they've shown Snaps, the Marty Yang episode was ranked 15th.
Oh, wow.
Well, I mean, it makes sense because that year I thought the only thing the Bears murdered was the Super Bowl song.
Yeah.
But apparently
the shuffle.
The Super Bowl shuffle.
Hey guys, I'm gonna have to.
I was 4
click
years
on
old.
off of here. Were you?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go myself. But I was 4.
Yeah, I got to get up in the morning, go to work. Lynn, thank you so much for having me on.
Work? What is work?
I know, right?
Oh man, can I do an Apache blessing before I
Please,
take off?
go ahead.
All right. So may the sun bring you new energy by day. May the moon softly restore you by night. May the rain wash away your worries, and may the breeze blow new strength into your being, and may you walk gently through the world and know its beauty all the days of your life.
Thank you for that.
I guess I'll do my quote how I always end my show, and it means a lot to me. It's not about surviving the storm, but it's how you dance in the rain that matters.
That's nice.
That is nice. Okay, we have Dark Earth Pyramid say good night. That was beautiful.
Good night.
And I think that's
Paranormal.
I think that's a great way to end the show. I look forward to talking with y'all again on Facebook. That's the best way to get a hold of me is on Messenger. The way we talked earlier. Really. Brandon,
Thanks, Linda.
I think what are you under on Facebook? You under Brandon Cooper?
You can find me on that one, and it's a picture of me standing in front of a bonfire.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I mean, like you'll see it. Or you can find me at Shaman Sundays or Veteran Voice Radio, and I get all those messages. So,
all right.
But yeah, I mean, the easiest way to find me is Brandon Cooper, and you'll see I got I think it's 4,400 followers. So
cool.
Hopefully,
I don't know
it'll
what
pop
I've
up.
got. Let's see if I can figure that out.
Good night, Linda Judd. Thank you for tuning in.
Thank
you,
night, Linda.
Tracy. Everybody
Let us know if you need us.
Everybody that tuned in from the Shaman Sunday side, thank you guys so much. Leave a like, leave a comment, and all that good stuff. Follow Lynn. Follow Southern Fried Paranormal. Clicky, follow.
Yep. Southern Fried Paranormal is a page off my profile. They just look up Lynn Dorman on my profile. They get the profile. You can go to one of my pages.
Follow Lynn. Follow him.
And of course, on the YouTube channel, I think somebody was in here on YouTube earlier. I forget who. But like, share, and subscribe.
Yep. And click the bell for notifications.
Yes.
Ding
then you'll
dong.
find out what I'm about. Good night. I feel blessed because the two of you were here.
Oh, it's been wonderful.
It's my honor.
I look forward to talking to both of you in the future.
Thank you so much.
Anytime you want somebody on the show or whatever, man, I enjoyed it.
Thanks a lot. And let's all pray for Craig.
Yes, say a prayer for Greg.
That's a serious thing. If you're 20, that's one thing with what he's got. With his age, that's a serious situation. So we got to keep in our prayers every night. So thank you for mentioning that earlier.
Yeah. Yep. Keep Greg in your prayers. I'll post updates if he wants me to. Sometimes he'll send me a message and want me to put something up for him. So just keep an eye on the Supernatural Inc. or my page for updates on Greg.
All right, and keep me informed.
Yeah, I will.
Just send me a message in Messenger.
Sure.
If it's private, it won't go beyond that.
Yeah, no worries. I can do that.
All right. Thanks a lot to both of you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Love each and every one of you.
Good night.
Good night, everybody. All right. Good night, Brandon.
Hey, I'm still here, everybody.
Yes, you are.
Okay.
I haven't removed you yet, but I'm fixing to.
Good night.
Good night. All right. Hey, that was a great show. I really appreciate a guest tonight. That was a lot of fun. A lot of informative stuff. If you're just starting in the paranormal, you heard some really top-notch advice and know where to follow people and how to start into this business. And just remember, be an investigator, don't be a ghost hunter. Because I have seen so many ghost hunters, when they find one, they run. Paranormal investigator, if paranormal investigators running, try to keep up. It's not too hard with somebody like me. But if you see me taking a fast step, it's time to go. Because I usually just find a little room, most of the time, I'm in the most haunted room in the house, and people are not the only things walking through. But that's how I am. Anyway, we're going to bid good night. Call this show a done deal. Good night, everybody. But right now, we're going to go to Broadhead Manor and show this one more time with sound.
Broadhead Manor welcomes Sam Beltrusis to the Moonbow Metaphysical Summer Expo and After Hours Investigation only at Broadhead Manor in Broadhead, Wisconsin. Saturday, July 20th from 10 a.m. to midnight. Author and clairvoyant Sam Beltrusis has been seen on The Curse of Lizzie Borden, Fright Club, House in Between Two, and Paranormal Night Shift, and many more. He's the author of Fueled by Fear, Related to Evil, and many more great books. Investigation tickets are $60 per person. Email jdkeller26@hotmail.com to get yours today.
All right. Like I said, good night, everybody. Sweet dreams if you can.
Thanks for watching our show. Be sure to tune in to next week as once again we journey way down south into Bayou Country for another heaping portion of Southern Fried Paranormal with Len Dorman and Bones. Make sure to like, share, and follow. Y'all come back now. You hear?